Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cuppa Show podcast EP3 with Jed and my friend Mateo with the moves, Matty B with the moves.
What's
Say
up,
hello.
guys?
Come on,
What's going
finally.
on?
It's good to have you on, man. I'm excited for this podcast, and I'm excited to get to know you, or the people to get to know you a little bit more in this one.
I'm
So,
excited to share, man.
the first thing I want to talk about. We always got to talk about what's in the cup in the morning. For me, I got like a Tim's original blend, nothing too special today. I believe Jed has the Filipino blend, if I'm not mistaken.
Come on.
Yes.
You already
Okay.
know, man.
All right.
All right. For me, I'm embracing my inner Andrew Tate. I got myself some sparkling water.
Beautiful.
Talk cheap. Please take it easy on us.
Beautiful. Gotta keep the voices rested for this entire show. So let's talk a little bit about your morning routine. Let's get to know a little bit more about you. I did complete this morning routine. I didn't do all of it because there's a lot to fit in the morning, and I guess you use majority of the morning to get through your morning routine. But I was able to get a workout in this morning, and that's honestly something that I don't usually do. I understand that Jed works out in the morning sometimes, more frequently in like the day. But working out in the morning is something I was not used to. It is a little bit tougher on the body, but I found it good. How do you find working out in the morning, Matt?
You know what? Honestly, it's like a kickstart to your body, right? Because I normally, I wake up around 8 or 9. I usually have a pre-workout meal, and then I wait for about like an hour, and then I go and hit the gym. And honestly, when I leave the gym afterwards, I just feel like, like I have like this whole bunch of energy, and I'm just like super hyped to get through everything else. So, and I find that when I work out in the morning, I'm always looking to do more, right? Like, because when I leave it to the nighttime, sometimes like I'm like, oh, like I don't want to do that, But when I'm in the morning, it's like, okay, get this done, and then you can use the rest of the day to do whatever you need to do.
It gives you so much space, eh? Like there's so many. Like you're like, damn, I already worked out, already ate my pre and post workout meal, and like now what? Oh, I have so much time for my TikTok videos. I have so much time for my vlogs. I have so much time to spend and build relationships with my family, with my friends. Like it just says that when you really have a nice morning routine and you really take advantage of like before sunrise, for example, if you're into that, or just morning in general, dude, your life's gonna change drastically if you do that consistently too.
Yeah, man, it just like it just keeps you accountable, right? Like because the way I work anyway is like no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you feel like you have to or want to do, get up and do it. Because once you do it, you'll feel better about yourself, and that's how you get things done.
Respects. Sorry, I interrupted you there, Nick. You were saying?
No, not at all. I was just talking about that. I have actually done the morning workouts. I've gone to night workouts. When we're all in that headspace, we do those night workouts. And then afternoon, which is what I actually currently do. I work out in the early afternoon, which I think for me is the best. But that adrenaline rush in the morning, it just starts your day. It begins your day, and it's actually really positive for someone who's looking to get benefits on working out and starting your day correctly. That for me is the most important part about that entirely.
Yeah, I was because you know me, Nick. I listen to podcasts daily, like for hours and hours. Like I stopped listening to music and I listen to podcasts whenever I work out now. But I think sometimes it's a bad idea because your mind's too calm and you're less focused on the exercise. But what I've learned, and also reading the book called 5 a.m. Club, when you exercise in the morning, like with the moderate intensity to high intensity, um, I I'm not sure what the exact study was, but it is proven that you have more energy reserves throughout the day when you wake up, when you physically engage in activities in the morning. So yeah, I think it's beneficial for anybody to like you don't have to like get a full workout in. Maybe you can do cardio when you wake up and then do some lift some weights later in the day. But as long as you're getting some physical action in the morning, it's gonna help you.
Yeah, it's like even as simple as going for a walk in the morning, like just to get your blood pumping.
Exactly. That
Mm,
too. And you, even though like it's also proven that even though it's winter time in the morning, if you don't see the sun, you feel like you don't see the sun. But the reason why there's light is because the sun is out. It's just there's a lot of clouds. It's just clouded, which means you still get that vitamin D, and people don't know about that. So they're like, I'm not gonna walk. The sun is just not out.
mm.
But that's not true at all. That's not true at all.
You'll still get it.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you, Mateo, because me and Jed have been doing, I guess, working out for a very long time, but you started your journey early on in this year. And I
Yeah.
just want to know what your inspiration, what put you on that beginning of the journey for working out, because it is something we all start with, and you starting early on this year, I just wanted to know what was it?
Well, it's kind of complicated because there was, a lot of guys, like specifically men, start their intense workouts due to rejection or heartbreak from a woman, right?
Mm.
So that's what happened to me. I got hurt by a woman, and and then after that happened, I just really took a hard look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, what do I have to change? What is something that keeps bringing me down, both physically and mentally? And I looked at my weight, and I said, that's where I start. And
Mm.
then I started about, I see June or July. I started really, really taking it seriously, and I've lost about 15 pounds since.
Come
Wow,
on.
good for you, man.
I
Come
was at about
on.
maybe 235 pounds. I'm at 220 now. So it's just a matter of getting that little burst of motivation. But then the most
Hmm.
important thing, and for anybody watching who's struggling to start working out, the best thing to do is stay disciplined,
Mm.
because motivation only gets you so far. Once you're disciplined and you have a routine and you stick to it, you're going to see results coming like this.
I love that you said that because I came across a story yesterday because I follow a lot of self development, gurus, expert, but I only follow those people that base it off science. So, because when people base it off science, because first they feel it and then, oh, let me go into it more and see if it's actually true. And like when you see the study behind it, it's just crazy how like you figure out where it's coming from, right? And the fact that you said you gotta stay disciplined to like because motivation, you said it was short term, right?
Yeah.
And you can't always wait for that spike of energy just to do something, right? Just to go for it, because sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and and build momentum from there. I think momentum is like the most important thing because
Yeah.
momentum builds consistency, and with consistency comes with discipline as well, right? And if you keep doing that, you don't even realize how great you're becoming as an individual. You're becoming the best version of yourself. You're reaching your highest potential. And it just like because I've been coming across this kind of like um information the past few days, and now that you mentioned that again, it just like pumped me up for the day now. Like,
Mm.
damn, bro. So I'm
Damn.
on the right track, Like, yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
No problem. And you know what? Honestly, it also just builds character, right? Because once you like have a plan and you stick to it, that also strengthens your word and your credibility as a man. Because when you say you're gonna do something and then you actually pull through it, people respect you more. And not only that, but you also start to respect yourself.
Mm.
Because you put it in your head in the sense that, okay, I said to myself that I was gonna get this done. I'm not gonna break this promise to myself. I'm gonna get it done, and I'll feel better once I do it, even though I don't want to do it right now.
One thing that I did want to chat about as well is your TikTok page. So you may most of you are probably aware that the guest we have on today is TikTok famous. I'm just gonna label him as that. Boosts his ego a little bit, yeah, but really, really, really good page. Inspirational. The dancing aspect, on top with the mental health that you've also rolled into it. I just want to talk a little bit about that and chat about obviously your dance page, but the mental health aspect as well, because this is something me and Jed talk about a lot on this podcast, not just mental health in general, but being in control of yourself and helping others and wanting to give back to others. That's something that me and Jed are pretty passionate about as well. And we're so glad to have someone as passionate as you on this podcast to talk about that. So Do you have anything to say to anyone who may be in not necessarily a bad place, but who may be struggling at the moment with something as mental health?
Whoever's watching, my advice to you is that find what you love and do it every single day, because people are going to hate you, people are also going to love you. So, and then what I thought when it came to, my TikTok page when I started it, I thought, okay, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hate what I do. They're going to think I'm an idiot, you know what I mean? But then I thought about it and I'm like, wait a second. This is what I love doing anyway. I'm not posting these videos for these people. I'm posting it for myself. Because at least from what I've learned during my 15 years of dancing, dance and mental health combine like this. Because, and I find when I do dance, my mental health completely rejuvenates. Because I could be in a full state of depression, and then I turn on some music and I get my body going, and it just goes away. So my advice to anybody, whether it be dancing, writing, reading, anything that you love and you want to share it with the world, do it. Because once you post that first video, once you take that first step, it'll just be smooth sailing from there. And there's going to be people who don't like you. Like, I'm not going to say it's a perfect world where, everybody's going to love you. Mm-hmm. But it's a matter of taking the people that don't like you and just making it better for the people that do. Because my mindset anyway, and I want to tell everybody this, the mindset that you have to have is that you may want to give up because of the people that hate you, but always remember, you do what you do for yourself, and you also do it for the people that love you, right? Because there's been countless times that I've wanted to give up posting, countless times, because I wasn't getting the views. I was getting a lot of hate. But then I just remembered, okay, I have a lot of followers. A lot of people are counting on me to make their days better. So no matter how I'm feeling, I get up, I hit record, I do my thing, and I post it, and then it just goes from there. That's what got me to where I'm at, and that's where it's going to get you to. Just keep doing what you love, and don't let anybody stop you from doing it, ever.
Love that. Love that. I
That's
love that
deep,
you
man.
mentioned. Yeah, dude. I love that where you mentioned you said that no matter how depressed I'm feeling, I turn on some music and my mental health rejuvenates. And you know what the reason behind that is because when you dance, you express yourself. You become your truest self. You become your most authentic self, and that's all you need to be. And when you do that, you feel full, right? You feel full of life. You were just feeling like shit for like 2 seconds ago, and when you turn on that music, you hit record, you share how much love you feel whenever you dance for yourself. It just makes you feel full, right? And it makes you feel abundant with life, because like you were depressed, but despite the adversities you were facing, you were able to, show love to other people, right? Through your platform, through the things that you love doing. And I think this just goes to show that when you said that everybody should love what they're doing, it's because it's the answer to life, right? When you do something you love, it attracts the people around you. Like it attracts the people who supports you. It gives them this kind of like energy to hey, look, Matt's doing what he loves doing. Maybe I should start doing this now. Maybe I should pursue this anime poster making that I've been wanting to for like the past 10 years, but I wasn't able to because I was insecure back then. But once you really reach that point where you're your truest self, your most genuine self, bro, it's just like sky's the limit from there. And I love hearing these kinds of things, bro. Like Nick was right about saying, "Yo, Jad, you're gonna love Matt." He was like, "You guys are kind of like in the same like wavelength in terms of like just mental health and self growth." And I love that, bro. I love that.
And just to piggyback on that too, when it comes to exerting your energy onto other people, I've gotten countless DMs, comments saying how my content has changed their life. Like they were so stuck in this little box of just not knowing what to do, and then me posting my content allowed them to fully step out of the box and do what they love. And to bring that back to me for a second, I'm still adapting, because I do love a lot more things than dancing. Now I'm pursuing my passions as a writer, as not only like a creative dance artist, but also a creative visual drawing artist, right? Like I'm trying to move into different things
Mhm.
that I was always so scared to do.
Hmm.
But using this platform, it's allowing me to branch out and actually find more, like leeways and different roads to go down. And my advice to anybody: always reinvent yourself. Always, if you want to be the best version of yourself, always reinvent yourself. So let's say, for example, you like reading, right? Instead of just reading books, try writing one, right? If you like writing, like different types of, comic books, if you like writing anything, turn that into something. Write about what you love, right? Like again, it goes back to saying do what you love, because that's going to take you so much further than doing just what you're doing for the sake of other people, right? Because you won't like doing it, you'll say, these people don't matter to me anyway, I'm just going to give up. But if you do something that you genuinely love, it'll take you so much further, because you'll wake up every day enjoying it, like not only enjoying it, but wanting to do it every single day, which will make you get better at it. So like all of the positives just keep lining up. So that's my advice to everybody here.
Very powerful, man. And it was incredible to talk about this because it just opens up a whole new world for people. And I love the fact that you were talking about being able to inspire others, because honestly, that in itself is what most of us plan to do here. And the entire message of majority of the show here, like we talk a lot about self love and self improvement, and something we target towards. And what you just said was all of that in that combined. So thank you for that, man. Thank you. It was very inspirational. I want to get a little bit into the morning routine, because you did mention something that I wasn't aware of, with web design, and you were talking about getting into writing, and I believe I couldn't remember the other one, but I think you were saying art design. Was it
Yeah.
art design? Talk a little bit about that, because this wasn't something that I was aware of at the time.
Yeah, so I've recently have been, because if you know me well enough, you know that I'm a very, very creative person, like in every single aspect of the game, right? So I'm always looking to create things. So whether it be dancing, writing, drawing, anything, because I'm not a very good like drawing artist, but I'm trying to learn right now just to. But I've always been very passionate about writing, because I find that people think a lot. People think so much of just random creative things during the day. So I thought, why not take my thoughts, put them on a piece of paper, and just see what happens,
Hmm.
right? Because and I love storytelling. Like if you put me in front of a camera, you put me in front of somebody, and I just tell a story, I could go on for days. So, and I've really added that to my morning routine, because not only does it like make me happy and make me want to pursue it, it also calms me. Because for those of you who may or may not know, I suffer from a generalized anxiety disorder. So writing every single day actually calms my mind, and it allows me to just like escape to a different world,
Hmm.
right? And being the creative guy that I am, I want to share those thoughts with other people. So I created a YouTube channel, which is Matt Sambrone, if you guys want to check it out, where I post some ideas for potential films that I may create in the distant future. Stories about my life and what I've been through. Um, and I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of things that I don't want to say yet, because it's in the works. I want it to be a surprise,
Hmm.
but like it's going to be really, really, really fun for me, and really interesting to really dive into that part of my brain.
Yeah, that's
So
fantastic. And I just wanted to reiterate that into what you kind of have planned for this next week, the next month. Like, what do you see your journey taking you? Because I am one that likes to plan in terms of what I'm going to do next. Jed loves to work kind of day by day and just let himself guide himself through his work. But I want to know what you want to do. What's your ambitions for this week, this month, the year? What do you want to accomplish?
That's really interesting because like Jed here, I take my stuff day by day. Like I
Mm.
really enjoy the process, right? So when it comes to like just doing stuff for this week, for example, my goals for this week are to maybe write a new story, right? Maybe come up with a new idea for one, like anything like that. In terms of the month, I'm trying to hit 200,000 followers on TikTok by the end of the year. So maybe this podcast will boost the algorithm. But and then for the year, that's where it gets complicated because I have so many things that I want to accomplish, but you also have to be realistic too, right?
Mm.
So for example, like if I were to say by next year I want to, start this big film company, right? That's completely unrealistic. But if I set a goal, let's say, I want to complete 50 different stories or 50 different new dance routines by the end of the year, that's completely attainable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's always about, setting your dreams and your goals high, but also like when you don't hit them, don't get discouraged because that's all part of the process. And it's not meant to happen now, but if you stick to your process, it will happen.
Mm.
No matter what. So anybody who's watching who has big dreams, dream as big as you can. But know that the time frame for your dreams may not always be set in stone because you're gonna go through rough patches. You're gonna go through times where you don't do anything. There's gonna be a whole bunch of obstacles. But if you stick to it, and again, this goes back to the word discipline. If you stick to it and you stay disciplined, you will hit every single goal. Matter of fact, you might even surpass them. Because take me for example, when I first started TikTok, my goal wasn't to be like super famous and have about 50 million followers, right? My goal was to just, start posting, inspire others, do what I love doing, and if it happens, it happens, right? Come 2 years later, I'm almost at 200,000 followers. So life works different, man. Like you gotta like set goals all you want, but always know that different goals come at different times.
Mm.
But just stick to the process, and I promise you, everything will work out. Everything. You just have to believe that it will, because once you tell yourself that it will, the the word is called manifestation. You will have this belief in yourself, and that will make you go harder at it,
Mm.
and that will make you get to your goal. Because once you work hard, and all of your hard work will pay off, all of it, like
What?
all of your work. I'm telling you.
Sorry, I just have to stop for a second. I won't include this in the recording, of course. Jed, I noticed that the audio is bleeding into your when I'm speaking, the audio is bleeding out from your, what is it, like your Discord? I'm not sure why, but I notice when I
Do
speak,
you hear
it's,
anything though? Is
yeah, I can
there?
I can hear a little bit of feedback.
Gotcha. I think it's the construction outside, but I'll just mute it whenever I don't speak.
Okay, 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 cool. All right. But I wanted to talk a little bit about a story in terms of discipline, because last year I would say that going into, or just kind of coming out of the pandemic itself, it was a tough spot, and it was weird because majority of the people in the pandemic, when it came to mental health and stuff like that, it was more of a situation where it was inside the pandemic that a lot of people were struggling to find the discipline, find the motivation to keep on going. But for me, it was after the pandemic ended that I kind of fell into a void. And it was interesting. I don't really know how to explain it, but you find yourself, or I found myself, kind of stuck in a rut, not really sure the direction to take next. And I think that is possibly the fact of the pandemic kind of leaving an empty feeling inside, because there's nothing really you could do to increase your not increase, but continue my career in a field I wanted, because everything was shut down at the moment. And after that, I felt an emptiness inside going out of the pandemic, and I just couldn't really find a way around it. And I'm not really sure why that was happening, but it was interesting to me that it was happening after the pandemic opposed to it starting in the pandemic.
Quick question then. What were you doing during the pandemic that made you feel like full, made you feel like satisfied, content, or like, like you're doing something? Like, what was the routine that you have, and where was your head at instantly? Was it like on fight or flight? Because, oh shoot, it's pandemic. I gotta take care of myself
Mm.
until this all dies down and I can pursue whatever I want. Or yeah, like just tell me more about what was going on during the pandemic.
It was pretty much just school. Like I was going through school at the time. I was in second year of broadcasting and television, that program at Humber College, and I was just really focused on school. It was really just that. Like I was still able to post content, and there was nothing really an issue of the direction I was headed in. But afterwards, I felt confused and sort of like in a lost feeling. Even though everything was opening up and the opportunities were presenting itself, I just didn't know the direction I wanted to head. And that for me was interesting. That I feel like not a lot of people had that experience, where that experience was most likely for everyone else an empty feeling during the pandemic because they had so much they wanted to start and so much they wanted to just do. And after that, I was like, I don't know what to do now because now there's so many opportunities. And I guess the feeling of being in the pandemic and not having anything really to do kind of made me feel lost. And I'm not really sure why that was, but at the end of the day, I think about a couple months later, because it did take a couple months to sort of recover and get my feet back on track. I think it always goes back to what Mateo was saying, was do what you love. And honestly, for me, that is a mix of broadcasting, television, radio, and putting my voice out there in the world of sports. But it also comes to music. It also comes to acting and what I want to accomplish with that in my life. And slowly starting to post singing content on my page as well. That's what I love as well. And I like the fact that what Mateo does, he loves dance, but he also likes to preach the mental health aspect and help everyone he can in his everyday doings. And so I think also having a mix, being able to switch back and forth between professions is something that was really important for my journey, at least.
And I think it's okay to feel a little lost sometimes, because sometimes whenever we feel lost, I think it's also the time we gotta take a
Radio?
step. We gotta take a step back and like just chill for a little bit. Think about, why do I feel lost? What are the roots of this? Is it because during the pandemic this is all I did and I neglected all the things that I love doing? Was I able to take care of my mental health on a daily basis? Was I able to have these, few pauses in a day? Let's say that may be working out, meditation, whatever. Um, was I able to take care of my well-being? If I was, then what would it be? Or maybe because, have I not thought about my future plans yet? Or have I not been engaging conversations with my friends? Maybe that, right? Because sometimes when we feel lost, when we feel something's missing, sometimes it's also because we're too isolated. And during the pandemic, that's pretty valid because no one was able to really see their friends. And you reach a point where you get tired of, just texting them, having them on FaceTime, and really relating with them in person is kind of a different feeling. So that's definitely a valid feeling or valid experience that you just had after the pandemic, because I think everybody was overwhelmed even after um the lockdown, even when everything was opening up. And I think a lot of people wouldn't even admit to that, or they weren't even aware as well that they were feeling like there's something missing,
Mm-hmm.
and that they need to feel the latter. You know what I mean? So I think what you just said there is perfectly valid, and I think a lot of people will resonate with that as well.
Is that something that because me and Jed talk a lot about meditation, and something that he's very passionate about is meditation. Is that something you would say meditation has helped with a lot for yourself?
I want to say yes, but no. Honestly, I don't really meditate often during my days, just because my mindset when it comes to a day is I always have to be working.
Mm.
Like there's like I don't like to just be sitting around and not doing something, because when I'm not doing anything, I get like this little rush where it's
That's
like,
me.
okay,
Yep.
I can't just sit here. I feel so like useless. Like I gotta do something, right? Now, when it comes to like, I wouldn't say this is meditation, but more just like at the end of the day, I just kind of clear my mind. Like I just lay in a dark room and I just lay there and just kind of let my mind drift off. And like that's where I know, okay, everything for the day is done. I don't have to. It's more of like like a peace of mind, right? Like where you're
Mm.
just laying there and you're like, nothing has to be done. I don't have to worry about anything else today. I can just relax, do whatever I want to do now, and then tomorrow is just a brand new day, and I set myself up accordingly. And that's been my way of doing things for maybe the better part since the pandemic started.
Mm.
That may be
Because
your meditation too, yo.
yeah, honestly, that
Yeah.
probably is a form of meditation. Um, but I remember when the pandemic started, I was lost. Like I had just gotten back into school. Like I had maybe you know like I took a year off, and then I got back into it, and then it was just like, okay, you know what? During the pandemic, it's going to be all online school. I was in it for law, um, but it was something to just keep me busy. I kept on a routine because of it, and it really helped me get through it. Now, unfortunately, that program is not something I'm pursuing anymore, so I dropped it. I'm going to be going into something I love doing, which is film and TV production. I'll be starting in September. Um, so that's going to be another thing for me that's going to keep my routine going, because now I'm going to add something else to it, and it's just a matter of me managing my time and just a matter of me staying on track with what I want to do.
You mentioned film and TV production. That wasn't something I knew as well. Talk a little bit about that. Let's chat about the film production side, because that's something that I've actually done before, and it is a very interesting and intriguing industry, because there's so many different ways you can go. There's so many directions you can take it. And so, what's the direction you want to take? Do you want to incorporate dance? And obviously, we talked about editing before the podcast started.
Yeah.
Is that a direction that you see yourself going? Where is the direction in there?
Well, I've actually started. The reason why I'm going into that program is because of TikTok. Like, not just even for the dancing aspect. I just love creating content,
Mm.
like any type of content. And in terms of where I want to go with it, not really the dance aspect, because that's only like a certain type of feeling that it has. I was looking more into it like on the writing side of things. So I picked up more of my passion as a writer, because I realized, okay, if I join this program, sorry, if I join this program, I can take what I've written down and incorporate it into that production. Because in this program, I don't know if you're aware of it, Nick. They have courses involving script writing,
Mm-hmm.
lighting, editing, post like
Is that
everything
at
to do with.
Humber? Are you taking
Yeah,
at
North
Humber?
Campus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same program I took. Yeah.
Oh, same one.
Mm-hmm. Well, is it
Yeah. So
broadcast, television, video, or is it film and media production?
film media production.
Okay,
It's
so that's a different
it's
one.
kind of similar, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, that's where I'm looking to really kind of progress as like a potential career wise too, right?
Mm.
Because like if I can make doing what I love, which is creating content and filming everything, that'd be perfect for me, right? And again, it goes back to my conversation before. If you pursue what you love doing, it'll take you so much further.
Mm-hmm.
That's always what you have to remember. Just because if you're not happy with something, it's not going to take you far. Again, this is probably me, repeating myself, but I just want to like make sure like it's like implanted into your mind.
Mm-hmm.
do what you love. It's worked for me and it'll work for you. So yeah, that's where I'm taking it. And when it comes to that, the opportunities are endless, right? Because who knows if and when I graduate from that program, I could go on to something like that's huge, right? So let's say I'm writing for a small like a small TV company, like a small film, uh, advertisement, whatever, right?
Mm.
But I could get to a point where I could maybe write potential TV shows and films for huge companies,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's again the opportunities in that particular industry. If you have a creative mind, they're endless.
It's crazy that you say, well, not crazy that you say that, because it honestly happened to so many of my peers in that program where they had a direction they thought they were headed, and it completely veered off into a new territory that they weren't even aware of. I think I had one particular peer where he was more interested in the thought of producing and being a producer in the industry. So he started off with that. And throughout the program, started writing scripts and started getting into the big chunk of producing and becoming that producer. But then he fell in love with one position in particular, and it was the switcher. The switcher is the person behind the scenes who does all the controls, who is making sure that everything, all the cameras are going up, the audio, the visuals, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And he fell in love with it. He fell in love with that position. There was just something so creative and so redeeming about being at that position, because you still have a sense of control, but you're not necessarily making the whole production itself. You're a part of the production, but you have a sense of control and you're a part of the production as well. And he liked that idea of it. And now he's actually freelancing from production to production as a switcher. So it's really interesting that you said that, because myself, when I stepped into broadcast and television, I had the whole idea of that I was only going to be an announcer. That was my whole idea. I was only going to go into the program and I wanted to be the announcer. I didn't really want to, like, I obviously want to dive into camera operations and all that jazz. But I didn't have my idea set out on it. And now that I have all these tools at my fingertips, where I learned video production and audio production, and I've actually taken audio production into a different step as well. So it's really good. It's really good to be able to learn all these new things and be able to bring it out into the world. I didn't think, honestly, it would work out that way. I thought I would just, I have this stuff in my back pocket and now I'm just gonna go back to announcing, but I use them every day. Like even OBS, all the stuff that I learned in broadcasting television, I use for the program that we're recording on today, which is OBS. Setting up the program, making sure the audio levels are all intact. It was honestly very beneficial. So I do think this program is going to be something that is life changing, honestly.
Yeah, like I just can't wait to get started, man. Like like just thinking about it is like all these creative juices in me now are just starting to flow, right? So and if I can take those into that program, share my ideas, and then for let's say even for like an assignment, we just pick one of my ideas, that would be amazing, right? Like it's just all about balance, and it's all about trying to pinpoint where you are, because you could love one thing one day and then you could completely switch. Like, dude, I was a law student 2 years ago, right? Like I was looking to become a police officer. Now I'm totally switched to from like a very real and like kind of generic and very what's the word, like graphic type of field, to a completely new creative and endless world of possibilities when it comes to, because your mind is like a rotating, like a machine, right? It just pumps out everything every single day, and the stuff you can come up with in your mind, if you can put it down on a piece of paper, or even like just like draw it, write it, film it any way you can open up so many different type of doors creatively. And it's just fascinating to me, because it's like the stuff that I can make, like that I can create, like who knows what can happen.
I don't want to put my boy in the spot, but I know there's something that has kind of changed his whole persona, with Jed, of course. Um, you kind of you were going in the direction. I think it was 2 years ago. You wanted to become a trainer, right? A professional trainer for the gym, and I think you've kind of turned that around into nursing and
Mhm.
photography as well, which is actually crazy to me. Like that's like a full 180. Like you were going into a profession that was related to the gym, then became nursing, and now it's kind of a side hustle almost with photography.
Mhm.
And it's actually
Yeah,
very inspiring.
it's interesting because I think I go through these paths that I go through to fulfill my purpose, and personal training is in the bag still.
Mm.
Because the thing is, you can pursue that on the side, and you'll only take what 3 month course,
Yeah.
3 month program, and you can get your certification. And my goal is because I live by my purpose, right? Like literally with anything that I do in my life, it's always about like living for something far greater than myself. And whenever I'm at a point where, you know, I'm full of love, I'm content, I feel abundant in life, I feel in love with life, I become more creative. So then, you know, I make these YouTube videos. I do storytelling as well, and I recently found photography, and I'm like, damn, like taking like stills, like telling a story through stills is different. It's a different feeling. That's why I've been working as a behind the scenes photographer for my boy on like film sets, right?
Mm.
And like I don't know, like me going to nursing because my end goal is to mainly help people in a macro setting, like in a bigger like audience. For example, like
Right.
I'm able to be a speaker for people. I'm able to train because like if you think about it, I started going to personal training for what? Because I love fitness, right? I love taking care of my body and I want to share it to others.
Right.
I went into nursing because not only I want to help my family financially for a little bit and then pursue whatever I want to pursue afterwards. Nursing is also kind of fulfills my purpose and I become who I am when I'm a nurse, right? That's why I took it as well, and it kind of just balances things out because financially I'm able to provide for my family and build a foundation for myself too. If I wanted to pursue like media, I'm able to save money. I'm able to invest in myself, invest in gear and all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how I approach where I am right now. So I'm a nurse, part-time photographer, future personal trainer, maybe once I'm at the point where I'm because once I become a nurse, I'm not gonna work 7 days a week. I'm gonna work 3 times a week, 12-hour shifts,
Mm.
36 hours, and in between those days, I'm able to pursue these things on the side. That may be personal training, that may be photography. It doesn't take a whole day to shoot photos. It doesn't take a whole day to train people. You know what I mean? So, eh, like, I think it just boils down to like, just like what Matt said, just doing what you love and do what makes you like thrive. Just like makes you feel like so full of joy when you do it. Like when Matt talks about creativity, he's just like, damn, bro, I have so many ideas I want to share to people. You see, like whatever he's doing, like as much as he loves it, it's not about himself only. It's about sharing it with people and building this like creation of like art in the form of storytelling, whatever, like anything. And I do believe that once you're at that point where you're doing what you love, you don't even realize it. Even though you're not historically creative as an individual at school, whatever, you become more creative. You just don't recognize it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you're really becoming your true self, it's different. You become creative. I didn't even expect to shoot photos, dude. And remember, like when I was shooting photos too, I was really putting 100% of myself. I had so much ambition. I was a good person. And remember, I got invited to do an exhibit in Toronto. I'm like, dude, I started this photography thing and I get invited to an event to showcase my photos. And Nick was there too. I'm like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I get to do this. And then models were like passing by my exhibit. I'm like, hey, we should connect sometime. I'm like, damn, how much am I gonna charge? Like all these doors open, like you said, right? Like doors just open for you when you pursue what you love. And I think that's what everybody should be working at.
We are all going to be very talented individuals. I can definitely see that.
I mean, we already are. Come on,
yes,
it's just a matter
yes,
of time,
yes.
right?
Oh, I know.
Yes,
I was just
sir.
saying, eventually when Hollywood, notices us, they
No,
already
we're gonna
noticed.
make our own Hollywood, bro. Fuck Hollywood.
Take our own Hollywood. Get out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
We
We're
honestly
gonna
should.
build a Mount Rushmore in Canada.
Oh, for sure. All three of our heads will be on it. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah. Come
I
on.
want to chat a little bit about the current events. There are some current events that are going on. Obviously, the World Cup is one of them. We can't really make predictions on podcasts, unfortunately, because World Cup's probably already done by now. But just talking about like what has kind of happened in this World Cup, like it's been unbelievable. What's going on? Like Argentina loses to Saudi Arabia in the one of the first games. Recent times, or at least for us when we're talking right now, Morocco beats Spain.
Oh,
Germany
I was
loses
gonna say
to
that too,
Japan,
because
like crazy. What the hell is
I
going
think
on?
Spain's like Real Madrid, right?
They're a powerhouse. They are a powerhouse country. Yes,
Oh, they were expected to be in the top 3, dude. No, because
around there, yeah.
my friend really like, yo, I have a feeling that Spain's gonna get it, bro. I'm like, damn, okay, because I'm not well educated about teams, but I know for a fact that Argentina's a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Portugal's a good team. Brazil's a great team. Like they've been known for it, right? For winning World Cup. And I think whenever, because I'm trying to get into it, and whenever I watch highlights, it seems like everybody has a potential to win the World Cup. You just don't know what would happen, right? And like, educate me more about what's been happening recently, guys. Like, because I'm not.
Like Nick, for example, that Morocco game yesterday, Hakimi, Ziyech, they did that team looks unstoppable.
They're disgusting. I don't think they'll be. No, I can't say that because that's.
No, man.
You never know, really.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see on our own. But
how about Speed being in Qatar and being like a presence in the football community? Like, what's going on here, right?
He finally saw Ronaldo.
When I tell you, okay, so I seen this video of him yesterday. He's in the stands, and he's watching warm-ups, right? He sees Ronaldo come out of the tunnel. He goes, Ronaldo. He starts waving at him, trying to call him. I'm like, bro, he's not gonna hear you from there.
Yeah, he was in like the third section up. Like, there's no way.
I love him so
But he's in
much.
the nosebleeds, and he's saying, Ronaldo!
That's what I was saying. He was in the nosebleeds.
And also, when I think there was a point where the camera panned into his face and he was on the screen, he started barking, bro. Like, like, bro. But I love this dude. Like, 'cause he's definitely bringing audiences from like outside of football into football. He's definitely doing that, and I think it's good for the community. It's his personality is just extraordinary. Like, I could never become him. I could never do what he's doing because it's just different.
It's
out
just
of this
him.
world.
Different, yep.
It's him.
There was also this one video yesterday too. He went to grab ice cream from this vendor, and the ice cream guy kept toying with him. he put the ice cream in the cone, but it was 2 cones stacked together. He pulled the bottom one out, and all you see is Speed just raging. He goes, bro,
oh, one of those videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
and
about.
then the best part, he put the ice cream in the cone, stuck the other cone on top of the ice cream, and then pulled the ice cream out for the other cone. Dude, I was dying for like 10 straight minutes.
He's like a cartoon character. His facial expressions
really
is just so
is, yeah.
animated, dude.
But like the fact that he barks at you for no reason, like you're just walking up to him, hey, Speed, how's it going? What? Like,
it just means he does not give a fuck.
No, he gives
And
no
like
shit.
like he gives no shit, but at the same time you gotta admire him because he's doing what he does best, plus not caring what other people think. Really, like obviously, if he's doing what he's doing to us to the extent that he's doing it, like he's comfortable with who he is, and he's just like he's just himself, bro. And it's like look where it led him.
He's only 17.
He's a millionaire
He's so
now.
young.
He's going to Qatar first class, whatever. I'm guessing.
And you know what? I got to give him major props too, because keeping that character up in the type of country that Qatar
That's hard.
is, we won't get into that. But the type of country that Qatar is and the beliefs and the rules that they have, I got to give him huge props
for the confidence that he has, right?
Yeah. Because not a lot of people would go to that country and do the stuff that he's doing. So major
Oh,
props
for
to him.
sure. You could definitely see like in his videos or reposts of the videos, people are in the comments are like, "Man, this guy's brave."
Yeah, he's playing with his life, man.
Yeah, he's literally
No.
fighting with his life.
No, maybe also because maybe they expected him to be there too, and maybe it's just because the fact that it's World Cup that they're fine with it, and there's gonna it's gonna be a whole diverse
Yeah.
area where World Cup was happening, right? So
Plus, I've
That's-
seen a lot of guys like from that country following him around with phone cameras. So I'm like, okay, they probably know him.
mhm.
They probably know what he's about. So they're saying, okay, you know what? Just for like the time that he's here, let him run with it. Who cares? Right?
They probably got briefed. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of vloggers, YouTubers. This is gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
present. Yeah, and there were so many of them too. Europe, America,
Oh yeah.
Asia. Yeah.
But the fact that speed was just like there, like, it's like, wow.
I definitely
I
think
agree.
that this World Cup is like much different in terms of numbers. I don't actually know the numbers, but like walking around the street, walking around work or something like that, everywhere I've turned, everyone's talking about this World Cup. This wasn't the same back in 2018. No one was talking about 2018 World
I
Cup.
went to the gym. Everybody was wearing Argentina jerseys,
I'm saying.
Brazil jerseys. Like, okay.
Even
Damn.
yesterday, I was taking the bus for travels yesterday. There was like 12, 14 people on the bus, and 8 or 9 of them had their phones open with the Spain-Morocco game. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, the whole world is like watching the World Cup this year. It's
I think
actually
it's also because the pandemic, dude.
the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody was able to like watch in person and all that. It wasn't really hype. No one celebrated
Mm.
like like sports the way we're able to now because lockdowns lifted up and all that. Yeah.
Now a lot of people. Sorry
No,
to
no,
interrupt you.
You're good.
Now a lot of people who are watching this World Cup, I said this to like a lot of people that I know. If we somehow get an Argentina versus Portugal World Cup final,
That's
the-
legendary.
the world will stop for 90 plus minutes.
I don't know if
Completely
you.
stop.
I don't know if you
No
guys
way
heard.
Ronaldo's not starting that game.
Oh, he's
He
starting.
has
that game.
to start.
He will
would
start that game. He will start that game.
That's
Lord.
funny actually, because this actually happens. He doesn't start that game. Everyone's gonna be heated. But I don't know if you guys heard in an interview, but Ronaldo said this, or he didn't actually say it. The interviewee kind of instated it on him, and he kind of agreed with the whole argument. But the argument was, if it's Argentina versus Portugal in the final, Messi versus Ronaldo, Messi scores 2 goals in the game, Ronaldo scores 2 goals in the game, goes to extra time, Ronaldo scores the game winner. Ronaldo said, "I'd retire right there. That's it. I'd be done. If I
Because he
win
can say that he beat him, right?
Oh yeah, but he's beat him before. But it's the fact that it's with an international
Cup.
team. They're the only ones scoring the goals, and then you score the game winner against your arch rival. That's it. It's
Yeah,
over.
that's because like think about it. If it's a 3-2 game, Messi and Ronaldo get both goals. It's basically a 1v1
Yeah.
if you really think about it, right? So it's like Ronaldo beat you, and he won the greatest tournament in all of world football, right? So like that's damn, I'd fucking retire too.
You retire.
Right there.
Like, where do you go from there? Like, there's
Conversation is over. Conversation is over.
exactly.
It's done.
It's like, yeah, the conversation about, oh yeah, if it's Messi versus Ronaldo this year, you better bet that all the Messi and Ronaldo fans are going to be talking about this is the game that proves who's the better player of the generation. 100%.
Yeah.
That will change
Now-
the dynamic.
Now I'm not gonna toot my own horn saying I am in fact a Messi fan.
Of course. Honestly, I am a Ronaldo fan, but I understand that Messi is the best player. And
it
I'll
doesn't
tell-
take
I'll tell you
away
why.
Messi's greatness.
Yes.
If they were to lose there too, it doesn't take away the greatness that Messi.
No way.
And he's still
Ronaldo-
going, and Ronaldo's almost
Yeah.
retiring, right? So
Ronaldo was the hardest working player that I've ever been able to witness. But the pure talent, the pure skill that Messi was born with, I don't think anyone can understand that Messi does not necessarily train as hard, but
they work
he
differently.
trains as hard and still has the skill already built in him. He has the magic feet. And being able to keep up on par with Ronaldo's goals in his career, with Ronaldo's trophy status in his career, and he's still 2 years younger than Ronaldo, it says something about that. So it took me a long time to realize that because I am a stubborn Ronaldo fan and I'm Portuguese. But honestly, at the end of the day, you got to respect greatness. Messi, in my opinion, is the greatest footballer of all time. Doesn't come close. Maybe Pele is in that conversation. And all wishes to Pele. If anyone doesn't know, obviously there's been some unfortunate news with Pele that he is in, I think, I don't know what the care.
End of life care.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
end
you.
of life care.
Yeah. But I hope by the time this is out, we're not saying, the inevitable, but I really do pray for his family and pray for him in general, because not only was he one of the most significant players in the game of all time, but for Brazil in general, he was such a big figure. And one figure that me and Jed actually talk about a lot is Kobe Bryant, is Michael Jordan, is those two players in general for basketball. And in terms of Brazil, in terms of the country and the nation of itself, he was one of the bigger figures for the country, not just like soccer in general. He was such a wise and intelligent gentleman to listen to. Every interview he would have at like the Ballon d'Or, which is like the soccer awards for the greater players of the year. Yeah, he was just such an intellectual individual. So, yeah, all prayers out to Pele.
Yeah, man, that's tough because what cancer's a disgusting disease, disgusting, and to fight through it like he has been, and the inevitable may be coming to pass here. Just the legacy he left for football, and specifically for Brazilian football, because then you look at Neymar, you look at all those great players coming from that country. He was one of the big cornerstones for that. That made Brazil the well-known football country that it is. So, like the legacy that he has and always will have, it's gonna last for generations to come.
He, in my opinion, is the Bill Russell of soccer, and it's mainly because he was the first individual in the sport to be very good at a young age. Right, Pele was breaking, like, not records, but setting early records in his career at 21 years old. And actually one was broken yesterday by Portuguese man Gonçalo Ramos. But
what a player.
Oh, what a game. What a game. I was so happy for that guy. But yeah, he was just one of the guys to kind of start those records going at a young age in the game. And obviously there's a gentleman in Kylian Mbappe who will probably break all those records.
He's a different breed, that kid.
Yeah, he's just the father figure of the game. He is the Bill Russell of football. So, yeah, all prayers out to Pele. I did want to talk a little bit about the Leafs as well, just because I know me and Matt are very, I guess, big fans of the Maple Leafs. You can see the jersey on the back. You see the poster and Mateo's screen over there.
You see the poster.
They have been incredible in the month of November.
Oof, wow, man! When I tell you, when I saw those three or four defensemen go down, I thought, okay, pack it in, secure the first overall pick.
Yeah,
and then that's it. But the way Sheldon Keefe has them playing with that tight defensive system and not really cheating as much on offense as they normally do, like this team's a wagon right now. Like, you're looking at guys stepping up. Look, you're looking at Connor Timmins, who made his NHL debut yesterday.
He looked pretty good.
Mac Hollowell, Victor Mete. Like, guys just keep stepping up. Rasmus Sandin's had a resurgence after a very shitty month to start the year. Timothy Liljegren has blossomed, right? And then you're just looking at like the team game that these guys are playing, right? It's just really astonishing. And my God, Matt Murray. Where would we be without Matt Murray and Ilya Samsonov?
Like, you know what's so funny about Matt Murray? The Ottawa Senators paid us to get rid of him.
Yeah.
They're like, take him. We don't want him. And look at all the Ottawa fans and the media saying, what the hell was that trade by the Maple Leafs? Why did they do that? Now you know why.
You can see why. And if you're looking at the Sens tandem, not looking too hot, is it?
I knew
looking too hot.
No, I knew Talbot was not going to be a good tendy for Ottawa. They need a lot of support, and he's not. Think about like where Talbot was. He was on Minnesota. Minnesota's a very good defensive team. Now he's going to a team with practically no one. It's just one Matt Dumba, and that's it. Thomas Chabot. That's the only player they have on defense. It's really bad.
Oof, that defense, my God, it's brutal. Like that's not an NHL caliber defense.
It's terrible. I think the Leafs have better defense right now with all their AHL players on the team than the Senators right now.
Yeah, man, like it's really weird. Now, of course, the big judgment is going to come in April, obviously. But right now, guys, to all the Leaf fans listening, just enjoy the damn ride.
Yeah.
Because we harp on this team constantly for their lack of consistency, their lack of work ethic. Just enjoy the damn ride. Worry about April when it comes. Okay? Like
that's the issue. They can't.
I know.
They're like, April's coming. Tampa Bay or Boston, we're gonna be out once again. Heartbreak for all of us.
I mean, Boston.
So sad.
Wow. I don't. Remember when we all thought they were gonna take a step back this year?
Yeah, me too. Me included.
Like, oh my God, we were so wrong. So wrong.
I don't know where other to steer this besides I have to ask Jed, because you are a non-biased sports fan, and in the fact that you're still learning about hockey, you've talked to me about hockey. Obviously, I'm not going to ask you anything about stats or anything about players because I won't put you in that position. But you do know the Maple Leafs struggles over the past couple of years. You do know that
I see your posts all the time.
They kind of suck in the playoffs.
Updated.
They always fuck up every time. I have to ask because
did you guys lose 2-1 last year from Tampa? Was it Tampa Bay?
Yeah, because Nick Paul decided to go Wayne Gretzky over here, and then just pot 2 on Jack Campbell like it's okay here, walk in the park. I am still mad about that call on Justin Hall and the interference penalty.
Oh man.
What is that?
We'll be here forever. We start talking about that call.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I forgot the question. My bad, bro.
No worries. Me and Mateo are very impartial to our decisions on the Maple Leafs because we don't really know where to go in the direction.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say if they're gonna make it to the next round of the playoffs this year. Mateo, I'm guessing you don't know either.
No, you know what? No defense knows at this point.
Jed, what do you think? Do you think the Maple Leafs will make it into the farther in the playoffs this year? Just keep in mind they haven't made it to the next round since 2004.
What's it looking like right now? I have to ask how you guys feel about it because I don't know how to feel about it 100%. But who knows? Because the Raptors won in 2019, right? So you never know. You never know what the fuck happens, dude.
You think God has something coming for the Maple Leafs, the hockey gods?
Hey, listen, sky's the limit for anybody. So the fact that I believe that, maybe I can, judge it from that perspective. I think they could,
The only problem.
They're in it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just like,
You're pretty good.
Like they're still playing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's healthy.
Well, it's not really healthy, but they're chugging. They're going. But you know what? The thing about this Leafs team, Nick, is that they show you these streaks and these hot runs of greatness, and then they just go on like a 1 to 2 week segment of just completely like dog shit. like you can go from, let's say, the Leafs defense allowing maybe 2.5 goals against a game, right? To a segment in March where they allow 6. And then you're thinking, okay, blow up the team. The score doesn't have it. And then you get to April, and each series that they've played from 2017 onward, they've gotten better. Excuse the Columbus series and the Montreal series because I don't know what they were doing there. Matthews and Martin non-existent. Yeah. But, that Tampa series, that officiating, I don't understand. I don't
I
understand
guess
what
to
these.
put this, into basketball terms for Jed.
I was gonna mention one too,
Do
but
you
keep going.
do you know the James Harden era of the Houston Rockets?
Oh hell yeah! It
I'm gonna
didn't
say
win a
the
chip.
Astros. Um, yeah, that's basically the Leafs. Except,
Yeah,
imagine if the Rockets did not win a first round with James Harden on that team for 6 years.
years straight.
Damn. But listen, look at it this way: the beginning of the season, for example, Lakers, right? They looked like a super team, but they were like 0-6
Yeah,
for the
they're
first
playing
six
terrible.
Yeah,
games. But now, but now, look at the stats right now.
Have
Like
you guys been
they're
hearing about
slowly
that?
going back.
I think we talked about this, Jed. Have you, or maybe we haven't. Have you guys been hearing about those steroid rumors with like Anthony
Yeah.
Davis and LeBron?
You know what? I wouldn't be shocked if either of them started taking them. Because, like, look at them. How is LeBron 36
Look
and
at
still putting up MVP numbers?
look at Anthony Davis's numbers. He's been like averaging 34 points per game in the last 10. And
Yeah,
he had
how?
55 the other day. What the hell?
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
you like at that point, especially for someone that big and at that age, you have to be juicing at some point.
I
Like,
wouldn't say that because Ronaldo, if you think about it, is in peak shape.
Hmm. I think
Like
people have
like
questioned Ronaldo before too.
because they listen, they have all the resources for like because there's a lot of new technology now too. I think there's one called like stem cells or whatever. It's not
Mhm.
roids. It's like it's like a new like technology where your body recovers quicker from injuries and all that. But just imagine if you spent $1.5 million a year for your body for your recovery, like you're gonna be there for a while.
Yeah.
You're gonna be there for a while.
I think LeBron's gonna play until his like 40s. By the looks
Yeah.
of it.
He probably will. He's probably gonna play with his kid. I think so. I
Yeah.
think
I
he'll
think
find a way to play
that's
with
just
Ronnie.
his main goal now. I don't think like of course winning a chip is like the main like goal for a team, but I think just for him to play with his son, I think it would fulfill his like long time dream, right?
Play,
Mm.
he'll play with him for 1 year and then call it a career. Like that's what I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. And just think about it. Who did that in the NBA? I don't think anybody did that in the NBA.
No one in the NBA, but in the NHL, we have a older gentleman, Gordie Howe, who rest in
Mhm.
peace. But Gordie
Playing
Howe,
with your son?
yeah. So
That's just as amazing as it
he
can
played
get, dude.
he played like a 15-year career in the NHL, retired for like 2 or 3 years, and when his sons got drafted in the NHL, he played like 3 seasons
Yeah.
Wow.
with his sons. Yeah,
It's nuts.
You're turning about the clock, Nick. This will cater towards us, but Pepe and Mark Giordano, both 39-year-olds in their respective sports.
That's
Oh
goaded.
my, they're playing like they're 25.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's goaded.
On
That's
Like it's
fucking goated.
amazing. It's amazing. It's
You have to really take care of your body to reach at that point because
Mm.
at the age 35, your joints become weaker. Like you'll see LeBron still explosive, right? But his head is not at the rim no more.
I think it's so much harder in basketball. And
Hmm.
there'll always be this argument of which is a harder sport, but I think there is an
It's hard to
argument.
compare different sports.
It's very difficult. I think
Right?
there is an argument to be said that playing basketball at an older age is harder than playing hockey or possibly soccer at an older age, just because there's so much reliant on your joints. Even shooting, it's all your elbows and stuff like that, and jumping. There's a lot of tension on your knees, and joint pain is something that's more frequent when you get older, right? So
Yeah.
I think hockey, there's obviously a physical aspect to the game, but there's like you can tweak your back. You'll be back in a couple days. You'll come right back on the ice. For joints and stuff like that, those are injuries that can keep you out forever. So
Exactly.
it isn't more dangerous game in sense of when you get older. But I think
Yeah.
I think the more dangerous game just overall probably is hockey, to be honest.
I mean, to
Yeah.
piggyback on the age thing too. Sorry, Jed. Again, my bad. Just to piggyback on the age thing. Look at Nick. Look at Jake Muzzin. Right? He's over 35.
done.
He's had back issues for God knows how long now. And yeah, I think he's done in the league.
Yeah.
So age really takes a toll on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think sometimes just the circumstances that you come across is just unfortunate. When Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles, when Klay Thompson tore his Achilles in the finals against the Raptors, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, Durant's injury against the Raptors, that was
Oh
scary.
wait,
Oh,
it
that
was
was
Durant. It was
bad.
Durant. Yeah, it was
Like
Durant.
the
Wait,
pop,
I think
every time
him
I
and
watch
Clay
that
got
video.
injured in the same series, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the finals.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was fuck.
I don't think Clay's was an Achilles as well, but it was something around that area.
Yeah, fair enough.
I
And
saw
then
Kevin Durant's injuries, man. Jesus.
the whole of Canada was like, "Boo! Woo! KD's
Yeah,
injured."
yeah.
That
They
was
started-
bad. We should
That was
not have
bad.
cheered. I don't
No, that
think we
was-
should have cheered. That was
We turned into
unsportsmanlike of
Knicks
us.
fans, bro. We turned into New York Knicks fans.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
actually a
that-
good
that-
comparison for the Leafs. Yep, pretty much we're the New York Knicks.
yeah,
Damn.
Make the playoffs sometimes.
yeah. Be complete duds.
Yeah.
And
But-
there we go.
Yo, can we just like also like you guys would see a lot more greatness from LeBron since he's not as explosive, he's not as dominant as he used to because he's gonna pass the ball more, he's gonna make plays
Mhm.
more, he's gonna be the floor general. And before he's just like because he had D Wade before, right? He had Kyrie before, so they were the one like in charge of the floor in the NBA. But now you're gonna see more of like a Magic Johnson type of LeBron James here, and I think I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that already because Anthony Davis scored like 44
Oh, yeah.
one game, 55 the next game. I'm
That's
like,
what I'm saying. He's doing really
but at the
well.
same time, exactly, and at the same time, LeBron's scoring over 30. I'm like, yo, this is scary, bro.
That's why people think they're roiding. But honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
I mean, they get drug tested often, so
of course,
I'm not
Yeah.
sure
there's
how-
no
how-
way. And
Yeah.
the fact that Anthony Davis spent basically a whole year last year on injuries and was riddled with all that, coming back, having to redeem yourself after all of that, people thinking that you're going to be injury prone, he had to come back. He had to like be that guy,
Mhm.
be one of the better players in the NBA. He's already proving that he's coming back and destroying the numbers, 100%.
I gotta ask you guys, and this can be for any of your guys' respective sports. Who do you think each league's worst fan base is?
Fan base?
Mm.
Because
I already
because I already
have
have a
one.
couple from each sport. I already have a couple from each sport. So
Yeah.
it's,
I don't know.
I-
Philadelphia Sixers?
Sixers
Yeah,
fans.
Violent as fuck.
I mean, that's just
I-
pretty much Philadelphia in general.
yeah, for me, when it comes to the NHL, I gotta think of the Oilers fans and the Bruins fans. The reason I see the Oilers, they base their entire fandom on McDavid and Draisaitl.
Mm.
Their entire fandom, they go. But
I mean,
they
it's
see-
40% of their scoring, so
Yeah, I.
That's a lot.
And then when it comes to baseball, just because it coincides with the team, I think the Astros fans are terrible.
really, I actually hate Yankees fans.
I was gonna say Yankees.
Oh,
I
Yankees
very
fans?
much despise Yankees
'cause-
fans.
Because New York too is some type of energy.
Just
bro.
the city energy of New York. Whenever they score against you, it just boils my blood, man. Like it's so annoying.
I mean, you want to, Nick? I think you remember from about a couple weeks ago the New Jersey Devils fans. Oh God.
Oh, throwing
So-
stuff in the ice. But that's just more unsportsmanlike. That's
Yeah.
being annoyed that they haven't made the playoffs. So I can understand that. That's fine.
Yeah,
all
and
that shit
having-
happens. Leafs have thrown jerseys on the ice before. That stuff happens.
How about who has the strongest fan base that you guys have witnessed? Because it's subjective, right? So who has the strongest fan base in any sport that you?
Leafs fans. Leafs fans.
I
Five
disagree, man. I'm gonna have to go with the basketball approach. I'm saying the Raptors. Raptors
Raptors?
fans are freaking insane. The energy in every single Raptors game I've been to, regular season, playoffs or not, preseason sometimes, every single game has an energy that is freaking knocking it out of the park. Like, it's just unbelievable to be in that environment. And honestly, I'll take you both to a Raptors game if you want, so that way you can feel that energy, because it
As
is
long as you'll pay for it.
electric to watch. Yeah.
No, I think personally, strongest fans are like fans of the goats, like Kobe, MJ, LeBron. But I think we can go into combat sports because I've witnessed. You guys know Manny Pacquiao for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would say Filipino fans, but I think there's so many Manny Pacquiao fans, bro. And when he's on the ring, no matter if he wins or loses, he's like the favorite. He's always the favorite, and I think he's one of those like fighters or like athletes where he just loves fighting. Like he reached a point where he was at 40, right? He fought Keith Thurman and beat him at 40. I'm like, huh? Keith Thurman in his prime, who is a knockout artist.
I miss
Beaten by
Manny
Manny
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao?
What an incredible fighter.
What an incredible career. 8-time division world champion.
Insane.
Four-time pound for pound, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy. Sports is different, man. Sports brings people together. It's just
You know
crazy.
what though? No fan base in the world are as rabid as European soccer fans.
Oh yeah.
Those stadiums get rocking.
Manchester, dude.
Did you see the Senegal fans during the World
Yeah.
Cup? They had trumpets playing the entire game. And I swear they had like a trap beat going during the game. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
they
the
did.
hell is going on?
No, it's just
Well, I love that. Love that energy for the World
I think
Cup.
it's just like, for example, for me it was boxing. It's just the pride of each culture, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anybody, like if somebody's representing from your region, you're like, that's my guy right there. That's my boy right there.
I
'Cause
think it's
you know where
actually.
they came from. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, I was gonna say it's so incredible that there's only, because obviously a hockey team, a football team, a basketball team, it has many players in the game, and there's so many players to cheer for. But one thing that I've always admired about boxing, there's only two guys in the ring, and people are making that much noise for just two gentlemen beating each other up.
Yeah, because they're also representing their flags, right?
Exactly.
And it's kind of like a war, but it's not war.
There is an
really.
international aspect to boxing and MMA and all those mixed martial arts sports. So that's something I've always admired, especially when there's like a big uppercut or a cross check hook. You know what I mean? Like you see
And you see
something
the
like that.
sweat dripping
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they get punched, the blood. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, that's electric right there. That's the energy.
it's fun to watch.
And it's crazy how they can shake their hands after they beat each other up. I'm like,
So
Yeah,
it's
like,
a
how do
respect
you
for the
do
game
that?
too. Yeah,
it's really a lot up
Yeah,
here.
call your
Yeah.
teeth out. Give me a handshake. I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Come on.
I think it's also like they appreciate the art that goes into fighting as well as the art that goes into filmmaking. That's how you know that life is just art, and art is life if you think about it. There's art in basketball, how they make plays, how you see, like, for example, when they tell stories about Kobe, how he set up plays and all
Yeah.
those kind of things, and it's just amazing. It's just art. And I have a podcast. If you guys didn't know, I have
I was
a.
gonna
It's
say.
called it's called The Art of Life. And me and my other boy named Gabe, he's a cinematographer. He's a really really good one. They're really good in storytelling. We talk about how all these kinds of things, we put it out as art, and how art becomes our life too. So yeah, that's my last bit for today, I think.
Again, just piggybacking on that too, Jed. Like this goes back to what we were saying earlier. There's creativity in everything.
Exactly, bro. Like
Everything.
making coffee, making coffee literally, right? The color of the like, the coffee is strong when it's darker color, whatever. Like, like, I don't know, man. I might be saying random shit right now, but
You get creative with how much milk you're gonna put in, how much cream, everything. You can
exactly.
create anything you want to, man. Anything, and that's every aspect of life.
Damn.
Sky's the limit.
I'm
Like
gonna go make a whole
limitless
movie
potential.
right now. The juices are flowing for me.
Buddy, I got my pen and paper right here. I'm gonna get
All
to
right.
work as soon
Let's get writing. But honestly, I want to thank you both so much for joining me on this podcast. I really appreciate both of
It's
your.
a pleasure, man. Being able to
attention.
talk to
Thanks for having me, man.
Aw, thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
somebody who has 200K followers talking to me. Come
Yes,
on,
I
dude.
know.
No, guys, you know what? I'm really happy I came on here, man. It was good to shoot the shit with you guys, and hopefully, come on again sometime soon, man.
For sure, because I learned a lot from you, brother.
Mhm.
Like it's always like humbling and grounding talking to anybody that is all about not only creativity but only about a lot more for others than it is to themselves. Plus
Yeah,
about just pursuing like the greatest like version of ourselves. Like like just promoting love. That's it.
yeah,
Promoting love because it
Mhm.
all comes back to love, right? Our love for others, our love for the things we do is to share with others so that they feel the love that we feel, right? So that's that's just what I'm about. And I love doing all these kind of things. I love talking clearly. Sometimes I can't stop. So you guys gotta really chat, you talk too much. Just pitch it to me. I'm all
yeah.
for
Me too,
it.
bro. Like, listen, just say, Matt, dude, tone down the freaking vocal cords, buddy. Just like ease it up.
Next 2 nights as a host, I'd be like, yo, it's my turn, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm kidding.
Bro, yeah, bro. Bitch ass up. Let me talk. Oh,
Sam, bro, I know you're trying to hit 200K by the end of the
Let's
year.
get this
I'm
guy
not
to
sure if this will
200K,
help,
guys.
but I want to
I
give you
think
an
it-
opportunity to plug. Go for it right now. Plug all your content, anything you want to
all
say.
right.
The mic is
Okay.
yours.
So anybody who wants
What's
dance
the
and
TikTok?
mental health content, go to Matt with the Moves on TikTok. It's a really fun watch there. Anybody who needs inspiration for writing films, TV shows, anybody who wants to get to know me as a person, my YouTube at Matt Sambrone. Guys, there's gonna be a whole bunch of content coming. A whole bunch of content coming. Stay tuned for it. You're gonna love every single bit of it. I can't wait to show you what I'm coming up with.
You just
Come
got to
on.
follow on the left there.
Get ready,
Perfect.
get
Thanks, buddy.
ready. Of course, man. I had to click unfollow and follow you again.
Okay, buddy. Don't worry about it. Don't
You're
worry
already
about it.
following. That's
Just to
funny.
show
That's
them,
funny.
just to show them, just to show them.
Yeah. But
Alrighty.
anyways, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. Episode 4 will be coming very soon, guys. We're all swole as shit. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe for more of these videos, and share this video with your friends and family because at the end of the day, sharing is caring. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.